the least talked about quarterback in the Southeastern Conference is Beau Pribulla.
I'm a man who lives by gratitude, character, and faith.
And today was the first day I really just sat down and watched the Penn State transfer that should light up Eli Drinkwitz's offense. Comment below your thoughts. And, this is some very important context on this very first play. This is the first play of the third quarter, and Drew Allard, the starter who runs like a statue, is out of the game. Pribulla obviously has legs. He was their change of pace QB. And what's interesting about this zone read handoff, even if Pribulla would have kept it, he's probably getting around this flat-footed linebacker for a nice gain. So his mobility is something that just opens up so much for your offense. And obviously this ends up being really well blocked by Penn State, and Nicholas Singleton takes this for a huge gain. So one thing Eli Drinkwitz has been mostly good. They have been, for the most part, good play calling sequencers, right? So on the very next play, Pribulla keeps it the entire way. And look at all the gravity that Singleton was able to carry. And look at all this space for Beau to operate. So Pribulla ended up, and I think my head is blocking it a little bit, he had only thrown 10 passes for the season going into this game. And this was the only game in his career that he actually attempted over 10 passes. So that's why we are breaking down this one in particular. So you get a play action fake right here. Beau is pulling it, and this was the most popular concept they used with him last year. These zone read pulls with two verticals being run over the middle. He completed multiple touchdowns and mop-up duty on this play design, and you could see he doesn't like either one of them. He just throws it into the flat, and it ends up being an incompletion. So while Penn State didn't have the best receivers, they did have the best tight end grouping in all of college football last year. You can see they bring an extra offensive lineman onto the field. Beau decides to pull this and make a very difficult throw to Tyler Warren, who makes a very difficult catch. And this action is going to be something you see a lot of with Penn State. Basically, one thing that a lot of teams in college football do, a little bit of a fake of some sort into the short side of the field, and you're hitting the tight end on like this little sideline wheel-ish type of route, and the safety actually ends up peeling off the vertical that ran through here and almost steps in and makes this play. But look at that ball location. It's actually pretty good, all things considered, and you just can't bring it down. All right, Luke Fickell is a great defensive coach for a reason, because he adjusts, right? So you saw a little bit of that last play. It was only a 4-yard run, and now they're doing the same thing, a little zone read pull, and this time there is a guy right there to defend it. Pribulla gets spooked. He kind of just lost it on his own. So ball handling becomes tougher. It's 3rd and New Franklin, and James Franklin's quarterback has 13 yards to pick up here. You get that? New Franklin, James Franklin. Shout out to Columbia, Missouri suburb. So right here is a very difficult proposition. Down by 3, you want to pick up all the yards or make the big play. Nothing is open. You can make a case that you can throw this, but I mean, only the elites of the elites are able to make that throw. Everything else here looks covered. So the truth is, on this 3rd and 13, probably should have just sat in this pocket and just hit this check down. Instead, he tries to roll out and make something happen. There's a contained defender right there waiting for him. This is really good coaching from Missouri to bring a faster guy twisting around to the right side, because a right-handed quarterback with mobility is more than likely to escape this way, especially on 3rd and Ashland. But you can see Pribulla, he pirouettes, and then somehow, some way, his athleticism, playmaking ability, it feels a little J.J. McCarthy-ish, right? That was ridiculous that he was able to get the football there, and it sets up 4th and short. So it's been a while since he has been on the field, and what does he do? Executes a very difficult play-action, RPO-ish type of throw right here, okay? So he pulls it, and he is throwing the in-breaker in this window right here. And look at when he's actually ripping this ball right here where the receiver is on this side of the defender. So he's anticipating this window, and look at where it's placed. Bam. Y'all, that is not easy at all. You get a better angle of it here, okay? Once again, on the road, down by 1, all right? You could see the window. This is not the hardest throw, but to actually have the nads to make this throw is really, really, really impressive. You love to see it. This might be my favorite play that I watched him from the entire game, all right? One thing people get wrong about quarterbacking is that it's about the big plays that you make. And then another thing that people get wrong about quarterbacking, it's about the disaster plays that you make. But honestly, there are so many snaps that happen over the course of a game. 60 plus you normally take offensively. A lot of plays come down to you just avoiding disasters altogether. So you'll see right here that Penn State is electing to run a simple little screen to the right. All right. It's dirty. It's sniffed out. All right. 8 sees it, and Pribulla doesn't want to throw it. Now, here's the problem. All these offensive linemen have ejected themselves. That sounds so weird. But they have gone downfield because it's a blocking screen. So Pribulla just decides to throw this into the bleachers. Number one, it could be grounding. But number two, it's probably going to be an illegal man downfield. So he says, look, F it. I'm going to try and do something with it and just make sure I'm not going to make a disaster play. Throw into traffic, it could get picked. Even if you catch it, it could be a 7-yard loss. He sees a little window to try and just save and salvage some yardage. He actually turns this into a very positive gain. Really, really, really good play calling right here by Andy Kolonicki, all right? So you have been showing on 2nd and short that you have just been handing this football off, all right? This time Pribulla does a good job pulling this when he sees that this edge defender is crashing down really hard. Another thing I like is that you have the running back running into the flat here to pull this safety out into the flat, and now you have Beau with a lot of space to operate. Okay, that's really, really, really good play design, and obviously here you just want him to pick up these yards and live to fight another down. All righty, QB experts, please help me on this next play. By the way, like this video. I am torn on this play design, okay? So where this is designed to go is Tyler Warren, all right? It's a fake screen to the running back here, and then you try and hit Warren on the little, he's fake blocking and then going, okay? So he fakes it into the flat, and then he sees that Warren is covered, not only by this defender, but the safety is right here. So Pribulla decides to get sexy and work the dig, all right? I love throwing the dig route, all right? It's the most aesthetically pleasing throw in all of football to me. It's also, to me, the most interceptable throw in all of college football because if you stare it down for long enough and this overhang has no responsibility, he can get over here and pick this football off. And you can see he's a little late to react, but at the same time, once again, Pribulla really does remind me of J.J. McCarthy. You don't really think of them having elite arm strength, but they really do, in particular when it comes to velocity. Look at how hard this ball is thrown. Bang! Through that window, right in stride. And sometimes the ball hits you so hard that it leads you upfield for a broken tackle. That is really, really, really good stuff. Now, one final thing about this. The safer throw is to fake this. If there is all this gravity to Warren right here, just throw it back to the running back into the flat. That's the safer throw, but this is the more explosive play. I like quarterbacks that like to live a little dangerous, and that's exactly what Beau did. It's such a good throw, and you could see it here. I mean, look at this. I mean, that is ridiculous. Wow. That's some good stuff. Really impressive. The first thing is the snap isn't that great, okay? It's a rollout to the left, and it's slightly behind him. Nothing too crazy, though. He's rolling out to the left. This does get wide open, but at least you could see that this is in his arsenal, the rollout game. throws a very catchable ball once again to 6, and he's able to run upfield with some momentum. Really, really, really good stuff. And wow, he takes a shot. 3rd down and goal, they tried 2 different Tyler Warren direct snap plays, and it was stuffed. All right, so you're thinking this entire way, there's no way they're going to let Beau throw the football here, and that's exactly what they do. It's just a better play call. There's no way Wisconsin's thinking that they're actually going to throw. This honestly is just play calling mastery, right? You're thinking on 4th down that they would actually throw. Instead, they do it on 3rd, and Wisconsin just was not ready for it. I totally understand it. A lot of pressure, and guess what? Wide open is the deep over. 3rd down and 3. Penn State gets the football back. Any score practically seals this game. And what do? You roll out again to the left, throwing against his body. And once again, look at where this is placed. Bang. Okay, good job by 3 getting that rub to create some separation, but it's a 1st down. This is what Beau provides your offense. Now, it is important to note that Missouri will not have a Tyler Warren that you have to worry about. And they don't have Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen to work with. But the QB in the run game is just something you have to account for, especially on 2nd and 4. Penn State is running something called Yankee, right, where it's a deep vertical and a deep over behind it. It's a 2-man route concept. And you could see the play-action fake works, even though the running back went to the wrong side, okay? Or it could have been vice versa. Let me think. Either way, there was a miscommunication. Beau sees that this space is open, right? He sees that the corner is going to be occupied by this vertical. So all he needs to do is, even though there is a lot of pressure, he needs to give himself as much time as he possibly can to throw this deep over. Once again, running against his own momentum to the left while getting hit. Look at where this ball ends up being placed. Even though he is open, it's a really good play call. Bang. Really, really, really good stuff. 3rd and 1, and this is some sexy stuff. So, yeah, I mean, this is very, very, very intricate. Normally, the tight end is making this block. So, what you're doing here is you're fake blocking 17 here and then working to the next level. So watch what 71 decides to do. He fakes like he's blocking 17 and then goes to the next level, all right? So Pribulla, once again, you would like after this handoff to be a little bit tighter. You see how this is just rounded off just a little bit? But still, this is a long foot race. I would have preferred 71 to peel back and make sure you get a piece of 2 here. But still, he's got to outrun all of these guys to get to the edge, and this just shows you his athleticism. All 3 of these guys were unblocked, and Beau beats all of them for the 1st down.